All right, I think I see us now. You guys see that? We're live, I think. Yep, I see us.
Oh,
I just got an alert. Yeah.
Oh, God. Guys, everyone in the chat, you don't even know. Like, I'm drenched in sweat right now trying to get this live stream to start the last 5 minutes. Fuck me. Never doing this again.
it's either that or being talking to Brad over here.
Ta-da!
You are
wait,
live,
no,
all right,
I just got
says
that.
Alexis.
I just got that.
Thank you. Jesus. Okay, I'm ready. Let me collect myself. Welcome to the 250th episode of Tennis Podcast. Hopefully you know me by now. I'm Nick Amell. I'm glad you could join us, even though I'm 7 minutes late. It's my fault. When I started this podcast with my good friend Brandon Kaufman almost 6 years ago, I never thought we'd be here all these years later. Thank you to everyone who has helped build the show for the last 6 years, and thank you to my special guest sidekick host tonight. For the first time all in one place, we got Dr. Shiloh, Brad Choma, Alex Johns, Stephen Clark, four of the most popular sidekick hosts. Well, Brad's here is really just for the Canadian PR, but the rest of you are great. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Why are we here?
Yeah.
Why are we here?
Why, Nick?
That's a good question. We're here to celebrate the 250th episode of Tennis Podcast, and I have a special competition planned for you all. But first, let's just go around the horn here. Brad, where are you coming to us from tonight in Canada?
From Canada. We already established that. We do the same routine every time I get on, Nick. It's Canada. Nick, it's Canada, Nick.
Eh?
Yeah, eh? Nick, what's the matter? Why can't you remember where I'm calling from? From
Canada.
week to
Alex, you're
week.
in St. Louis.
Yes. Yes, sir. St. Louis. That's me.
Stephen, Denver.
Yep, Denver.
Shiloh,
Los Angeles, 6 o'clock, 6:08.
608.
So
Hey,
we
don't
got
rub it
Central
in.
Time. We got Mountain Time. We got California Time, whatever that's called. Pacific Time.
Pacific.
Pacific time.
Yes.
Brad, what,
well-
what kind of time does Canada use up there?
Right now, it is 4:39 Canada
Maple
time.
syrup time. Maple
That's
syrup.
right.
Sticky.
Well, speaking of sticky, and also Alexis in the live chat says, R.I.P. to Brandon, the patron saint of airport hot dogs, body elves, and Roger Rabbit. We haven't talked about Roger Rabbit in a while, but that's a good callback. That's a good segue because I actually want to start this live episode with remembering Brandon. And I encourage everyone in the chat to share this as well, but I've asked you all in advance to bring your favorite one or two favorite Brandon moments or quotes or memories or bits from the show, anything you want. And, you know, just to recap, Brandon was my friend for over 10 years and the co-founder of the show, the full-time sidekick host of the show for the first 3+ years. But unfortunately, he left us for that big airport trash can in the sky a few months ago. Yeah. But we're going to honor him today because, like I said, we're going to share our favorite memories. And I'll go first. I don't know if this is my favorite because there's a lot, but this is one that came to mind. My favorite Brandon memory from the show was when he discovered the image of the boy transitioning into a snake on the Animorphs cover.
Nice.
I recently included that clip in the Best of Brandon from like a month ago. And I hadn't listened to that since we first did it in like 2019 or something. And we were in tears crying at that. And I was in tears laughing again at that. So I've always loved that. And then my favorite memory outside of Tennis Podcast, well, again, this is not my favorite, but something that comes to mind is one time we were traveling for work. And at the airport, where he once ate a giant hot dog by the trash can, we were also getting ready to board a plane. And we noticed an older man, probably late 60s, early 70s, who was wearing open-toed sandals. And by the way, rule 1 with Brandon, you don't do open-toed anything around that man. He has like a foot fetish a little bit. And these feet were particularly disgusting, even for the did I say foot fetish? Foot phobia is what I meant. Foot phobia.
Very
I
different.
think I had the foot
That's a
fetish.
Freudian slip is what I would call that.
Anyway,
Yes.
this man in open-toed sandals boarding the same plane as us, his toenails were like overgrown with fungus, and his toenails were curled, and his foot was yellowing and scaly. And Brandon had to excuse himself because he thought he was going to go throw.
Oh my god.
And while he did that, I took many close-up photos of these feet, and then would text them to him out of the blue.
Did this
for
man
the next
know
several
you? Did he
years.
see you taking
Nice.
pictures
Of
of
course.
his feet?
That man, you think a man wearing that shit in public has any fucking clue what's going on in the real world?
He had to
listen.
wear those shoes because of the condition of his feet, obviously.
They were probably just regular
that-
shoes that
that-
It's a
melted.
disability, Nick.
Yeah, it's real
It was
ableist of
gnarly.
you, Nick.
Thousands of people suffer.
When I stop talking, I'll pull up the photo and try to share it to anyone brave enough to
please
view
don't.
it. And the last one I'll share is another one that comes to mind is a quote that he told me. He told me this years before Tennis Podcast. As many know, especially Alex Johns, me and Brandon were not religious, but he once told me that the best proof of a god is that all the good food tastes. Hang on, I have it written. All the food that tastes good is unhealthy, and all the food that tastes awful is healthy, almost as if by intelligent design. And such a simple quote, but goddamn, it's spot on.
Yeah.
That is profound.
Right? I've always carried that. I might get that tattooed on me someday. But
It's a long tattoo.
Get it right on your
do it
forehead.
across. Start at the head, go all
Down
the way
the
down.
esophagus,
to the
just the whole right to the bung.
Don't do
butt. Okay, well, Brad, you're first on my screen, so I'm going to turn it to you. Do you have a Brandon moment that sticks out?
I have the strongest Brandon moment. It's etched. It's a part of me.
You're not allowed to do the hot dog.
Well, just because you tried to steal my thunder. You know what I'm going to say? I'm actually going to say on a more serious note, which is odd for me, but Brandon, when Nick told me that Brandon had passed away, first, he did it by saying knock, knock. Then he told me after I had got sucked into all this.
That's not true, by the way, just to be clear.
Oh, God.
Within a month, I lost my own father, and I was already in a bad headspace, and I was prepared to. I had recorded a dedication to Brandon that was going to play before my show, and then my father passed away, and I had to stop doing the show at that point, and so I was like, in a much worse place. But I spent my father's last 4 days with him entirely, and we just talked and talked and talked, and we talked about podcasting, and we talked about the show, and he actually said that he would love that I would spend more time doing things like this on other people's shows. That actually meant a lot to him, but he did say, "Fuck Nick." So, what are we doing? Right. So my
Where are we?
my
Yeah.
favorite thing about Brandon, and I mean a lot of things. When I first started listening to the show, I listened to the show before I met Nick or Brandon, and I always thought of Brandon as the star, and Nick is maybe his cousin or his neighbor or his little brother, or his
Sidekick
little-
host, maybe?
Yeah, like the girl down the street or whatever it was that Nick was. And there came a day where I heard tell of a tale of Brandon who had gone to see the world, except Brandon got hungry, and Brandon held aloft an airport hot dog and said, "Nicholas, point me to a garbage. This hot dog is literally falling apart in my hands."
Point me to a garbage. He couldn't eat it without a garbage can.
So Nick held his shirt open and ate. So in Brandon's honor, I'm gonna eat this hot dog
You're gonna eat it here in front
On camera.
on camera.
All right, go ahead, eat the hot dog.
This
Let's
might
see
be
it. I
like
wanna
Go
see
for
it
it.
now. Oh my god.
That's a great sound effect.
Oh my god.
My eyes.
Oh, man.
This
On
was a
the next
mistake.
episode of
Hey,
Doomsday Podcast.
Listeners, I'm sorry.
With
Like,
each
I'm
bite,
really
I think,
sorry.
will he be able to do the next one? And he keeps going. It's amazing.
It doesn't end.
Good God.
This is the man who's completely out of practice.
Bradley,
Have to feed,
I
have
hope
to
you have a
feed.
glass of water nearby.
Please
The
don't,
noise
Earl.
keeps happening.
He's gonna go spit it all out. That's what you fucking
How are we
get, you
supposed to
asshole.
follow up that?
Hey, there's the trash can.
There's the trash can straight from Atlanta Airport.
Yep. What is this noise?
Somebody stop this. We're literally losing viewers. I see
You're the
that.
host. You're the host.
Okay.
Manage
All right.
this.
I've been sitting here trying to find this diseased foot on my camera and on my phone. I can't, so I'll do it later.
At this point, it's diseased foot or watch Brad eat this hot dog.
I want the listeners to know.
Oh,
that
you,
we-
Brandon.
All right. I'm not going to touch it. At the end of this episode, I will reveal the truth. Who really ate a hot dog?
We all
Over the
already
airport.
know the
We
truth.
need
all
to take a
know.
poll.
Nick needs to take a poll. Sorry. I had to get
I'm going to read a few of the listener responses to their favorite Brandon moments. Alexis said, same thing I did, being brought to tears by the Animorphs book covers. And if anyone... Alexa, stop! If anyone has... Alexa's fucking trying to talk to me about Animorphs. If anyone out there hasn't seen the Animorph book covers recently, go look them up. Mark Smale on YouTube, the chat, said, the Puma bit cracks me up every time, which was the Mighty Puma. I can make a shoe company too, brother.
Oh God, so good.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Let's see. Thomas says his impression of Dr. Phil saying, "You're fat, and don't sugarcoat it because you'll eat that too."
Fill in the blank.
Spot on. Oh.
All right. And thank you, Unsung Heroes, Erica, for the congrats on 250. Now, Alex, you're next on my screen. So can you tell us a moment that stands out to you?
This is the
Yeah.
part where Alex holds up a hot dog.
Here, anyone good at Photoshop?
It's like Lion King.
I don't know. My favorite moment probably was in the early days. There was no sidekick host. You both were co-hosts until one episode. Brandon forgot his fucking list, or something happened. He didn't record.
He
I don't
fucked up the
remember.
recording.
He fucked up the recording. That's it. And got demoted to sidekick host, and that stuck through the rest of the podcast. And now here we are, post Brandon, and we're all still sidekick hosts. I think
That's his legacy.
That's a good legacy that he left
Yep.
for us.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I remember that. We recorded a whole episode. This happened to us too, Shiloh. We recorded a whole episode, and he forgot to hit record. I say we recorded. I recorded my side, and he didn't record his side, and that's what you're referring to. So it's a podcast sin.
Yep.
Steven?
The one I was gonna say was the Puma bit, but the thing that always gets me in the Puma bit is when he says, he says, I'll start a Puma company as well," but then after that he says, "I'll build it right next to you." The "build it right next to you" is what got me. That's like what takes me over the edge. But that one was already mentioned. So my number two, my backup was I think. It was also in the recap episode, but it was when I think you had him retell the Rumpelstiltskin fairy tale because that wasn't on the list, but he had to like explain the whole fairy tale for the listeners and the whole explanation. I love hearing it.
Yeah, I remember that. It's funny because when I put together that recap episode, this was like around Christmas time I did that. He passed in early December. His service was like December, like mid-December, and then late December I put together that episode. And I hadn't heard, once we record and once I edit the episode, I basically never listened to it again. And it's a lot of that stuff was from 2018, 19, 2020, so long ago now. So I like forget about it. And just re-listening to it while I was editing was just such a treat. Like he brought me to tears so many times. Just like he did in all the years I knew him. He was probably one of the funniest people I've ever known, which was why all of you are just, you need to step up your game. Steven, looking at you.
Yes.
Shiloh.
Okay, so mine is like an offline conversation that I had with Brandon via Instagram. So when I first started listening to you guys and, conversing with you guys back and forth, I think before we even did our crossover live stream, I found myself at the Atlanta airport, strange enough, and had a huge layover, scoured that place for a hot dog, a place that sold hot dogs, which it took forever. I finally found one. And the trash cans are automatic there. It's very weird. You go up to them and they like open. So didn't look like yours at all, Brad. But I did like take pictures of the hot dog, and then I was at Atlanta airport. I did not take a picture of myself eating a hot dog because I'm like, that is not
Because
going to these
that
two
would be
guys that I
psychotic
don't
to do
know
that, right? Be
That'll
psychotic
live
to do that.
on the internet forever. So anyway, I was like, hey guys, look what I ended up doing. So then after that, I was talking to Brandon on Instagram, and I'm like, like we all know what's up because Nick just berades you about that. We know it's him. Like we know he's the one that ate the hot dog. And so everyone, we're going to vote later or take a poll or whatever, take this into consideration. So Brandon said, I swear on my ginger-headed children, it was not me.
Oh my God.
So I was like, oh, but does he have redheaded kids? I don't know.
First of all, I don't think
Maybe.
you've ever told me this story.
I haven't.
Shiloh.
I haven't. No.
Secondly, he does have redheaded children, but they're inflatable. So is it really that big of a thing to swear on your inflatable children's heads?
I don't know.
Still counts.
But I wish, by the time I wanted to go back and find that, obviously his Instagram, because I think this was his personal Instagram, wasn't still up, but I wish I could have screenshotted that.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but Brandon, not good to lie to my...
Don't
other
lie on your
podcast
children.
All right.
Okay, well, thank you for this trip down memory lane. I wanted to do that just because, it's this big elephant in the room, I feel like, that the show has had to, go to that next phase after Brandon, and we're still kind of filling in that gap, and the show would not be here without him. So I thought it was a good idea to remember him in that way. So thank you. Now let's get to the next part of this live stream, which is you guys are going to be in head-to-head competition. In fact, I've divided you into teams. Alex, you're going to be with Steven. Brad, you're going to be with Shiloh. And the listeners are a third team.
Oh,
Okay?
Okay.
I'm going to give a trivia competition.
Oh boy.
Every answer to this trivia contest has been covered in a past episode of Tennis Podcast. So if you've listened to Tennis Podcast, you've heard at least some, if not all of these answers. So you're going to have to go deep into the memory banks to find them. But even if someone out there listening to this has not listened to all of our episodes, the questions are still general enough you can guess along. So I've divided you into teams, and we're going to count up points and award a winner at the end. The winner was going to get an airport trash can hot dog, but it doesn't seem so special now that Brad just engulfed one in 5 seconds.
Absolutely
Live.
not. I
gonna get another
deflowered
one.
that thing. I apologize.
It's so heavy. Okay, for those watching live, you're invited to participate as well. When I ask a question, you put your answer in the comments. No cheating. We're going to use the honor system. Try not to use Google. Just put the answer in the comments, and if you answer before the Sidekick hosts, you will get a point. And if you guess correctly, you'll also be entered into a drawing to win a free shirt of your choice. Sidekick hosts, don't look at the chat during this trivia contest. Brad, I'm going to answer your surely stupid question here in a moment. The last thing is, since you're in teams, it's going to be one team's turn at a time. So we're going to do Alex and Steven first. And when I ask the first question, they get the answer alone. If they can't answer, then it goes to Brad and Shiloh. Okay? Brad, you had a question?
Yeah, I wanted to know what kind of noise we were supposed to make when we were trying to steal the answer.
I got another hot dog.
That noise that you were making as you were eating the hot dog.
Oh, this one?
You know,
Whatever
that
that
was
was.
recorded,
That's-
obviously, and I'm going to extract that recording and use it liberally in future episodes.
Nice.
Send it to me. I want to make it my ringtone for him.
I would also like it to be an alarm tone.
You know, here in America, at least, they have the Amber Alert, the loud, like, screeching thing that scares the shit out of you every time it goes off on your phone. We're going to replace that with a much, like, not as screechy, softer, but more disturbing sound. Might get your attention more. Yeah.
I feel
Brad.
like I just sold
Chewy.
you.
do you have Amber Alerts in Canada?
We
Or
do.
are those maple alerts?
Well, we do have maple alerts,
Moose
but
alerts.
they are all wildlife related.
Oh, gotcha.
Is it called an Amber Alert though?
The maple alerts? Amber alerts are a different thing. It's when Americans get lost in Canada. It's an Amber Alert. Help return them to their family. Maybe they have kids. No,
All right.
we're very on brand.
Who's ready? Show of hands. Show of butts. All right.
Nope.
All right, if you insist.
Okay.
He's already got his pants off.
He was ready for this question.
Yeah.
All right. The Alex and Steven are going first. These questions start super easy and they get harder. Again, all answers from past Tennis Podcast episodes. And this question, the answer to this one was in our most recent episode, number 249. Alex and Steven only. Who was voted the number one best movie villain of all time?
I know.
Alex, do you know?
I do. Do you know
Okay.
it?
Yes. Do you want to tell Nick or me?
I'll tell
Just
him.
yell at it at the same time.
Why
right.
don't we just do
It's all
this
you,
the rest of the
Alex.
episode? You guys go back and forth, do the pros and cons of each one of you reading the answer.
Well, it's the Joker,
Steven, do
Right.
you agree?
right? Okay.
I do concur.
Okay. That is correct. By the way, the number 2 spot was, and do you know it?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
Yep.
I think he should have been number 1. Don't you
Thanos
think?
Yeah, I
was number
agree.
4.
Thanos was too high. Yeah, I'd go. I think Darth Vader. I'm not even the biggest Star Wars fan, but I think Darth Vader is like just the easily most iconic villain in any movie ever.
For sure.
Brad disagrees.
Well, I'm just thinking of Gremlins 2.
Okay.
Of course you
How about
are.
Leprechaun?
Yep.
As
All
one
right,
does.
Brad, lock it up. We got this.
All right, I'm focused.
All right. I see several of you in the chat, by the way, answered Joker before Alex and Steven. So you'll get a point as well. And remember, if you do answer correctly, you'll be entered into a drawing for a free shirt. All right. Brad and Shiloh.
Hell yeah.
Canada is the second largest country by total land area. Which country is number 1?
Do you know this one? How do you
I'll let
do
you
feel
have
good?
it. You look very excited to answer this. Go
No,
for it.
I'm excited to be here.
It's the hot dog.
Thank you, Brandon, for leaving us all alone so that we could just wallow together in this way, and I get to yell out the word Russia.
Russia.
Woohoo.
Shiloh, are you agreeing with
Do you
that?
concur?
Yeah, I concur.
Okay. I'm keeping track of scores, and I wrote Russia instead of Brad and Shiloh. So,
You know,
Russia does not get a point.
there's
We'll have
got
to
to
keep
be
track of.
you've got to have a bell or something because the sound of you writing down numbers is that's right,
I'll do it in
anticlimactic.
post.
Exactly.
I'll do it in post production. Or Brad, would you like to give me a ding of some sort?
Bing!
That'll work.
That'll work.
Oh, God.
Or maybe that really dainty booty clap you did that one episode.
Oh,
That's supposed to be his ass
Wonderful.
cheeks, just so
I remember that one.
because it's just sorry, I gotta take a second on this. Like when Buster does it, and I've legit seen him do it. Steven and Alex have too.
We
When he
have too.
does it, it's just a
It's a spectacle.
yeah. And when Brad does it, it's like how tiny does his ass have to be to just Okay. By the way, the listeners got a point on that one too. So, number 3, Steven and Alex only. This one's a little harder.
Okay.
Up to 90% of food allergies are caused by just 8 foods: cow's milk, eggs, fish, shellfish, tree nuts, and what are the final 3 foods on that list? So I said milk, eggs, fish, shellfish, tree nuts. What's missing?
when do we get to steal?
Okay.
Alex, do you know?
I'll give it a few. I'll give it a second.
I don't know.
I'm gonna feel so stupid when I hear the answer.
In
The
but I
listeners
agree.
are getting
berries?
it.
Berries? I don't know. Let me guess. This was a Dr. Buster episode.
It was not
Yeah,
too long
that
ago.
fucking, that fucking
Yeah,
tracks.
it was recent.
I'm stealing this. It's pet hair.
That's why I didn't listen to this one.
That's
It's
not,
not
a
pet hair.
food.
Oh, so what happens?
Brad's like, wait, is it not? All these years I've been eating pet hair.
Pet hair like an owl. Chomping into. Building up my immunity.
Alex,
right
I'm
now.
sorry. I'm coming up blank here.
Yeah, same.
All right. So
no
you
idea.
lost that. The listeners
Yep.
got it right on, but don't look, Brad and Shiloh. It's not pet hair. What do you think?
Brad,
it is?
I'm going to text you. I have a question.
Please.
Do you know, I mean, how do you feel about the answer?
Banter?
No,
The
the
answer.
answer.
Oh, the answer.
He's
Hold on
getting
a
old,
second.
Shiloh. His hair is not as good.
Now,
see.
how
Is
do we
Shiloh
know
Googling
she's
right now?
text- Yeah, that's
No,
what I was
I'm
about to say. How do
texting.
we know?
Well,
She's typing into Chat GPT right now.
no, I'm typing Brad.
I have a text here from Shiloh. Why am I by myself? Wait, hold on. More has come in. Are peanut a tree nut?
No, I don't want you to ask it out loud.
Sorry.
I texted it to you.
It's so good. I love it. And no, it's not. It is
I'm a
not. It is a
doctor, for God's sake.
So
I
you
gotta hold
texted
up
that
the,
because
like-
you were embarrassed to not know? And then Brad's fucking ass reads it.
Yes, I want a new partner.
what? Oh no, but I agreed. It is not.
Okay. Okay.
It grow in the
okay.
ground.
All right,
You guys
so
got
that's
10
one of our
seconds to
answers?
answer this. So Peanuts
One of our
is
answers?
one of three.
It's not pet
obviously.
hair. I say peanuts. Go peanuts. Or
Well, we already
soy.
got peanuts, but
Soy?
we need. Soy is an allergy too.
Is fish on there? Oh yeah, we did shellfish.
Shellfish and fish. I said both of those already.
Okay, so you want to go peanuts, soy, and then I knew a girl with a strawberry allergy once. That's all I can.
Hey, I already said berries.
He did say berries.
You laughed at
plural.
Alex when he said berries.
Yeah, this is true.
Aren't strawberries vegetables because of the seeds? Am I remembering everything about that
Oh
wrong?
shit! It doesn't matter. This isn't like a fruit or a veggie.
Have you ever had a more distracting partner on this question?
Okay, we're gonna go
All right.
peanuts and soy, but
Yeah.
that's
Peanuts
all
and
we got.
soy is 2 out of 3.
Partial
And
credit.
since you did not get all 3, you don't get any points. The listeners do get a point because way up at the top, Alexis said soy, wheat, and peanuts,
God damn
and
it.
those are your answers.
I knew
So if we had
that.
said gluten, we would have been covered.
If you said what?
Gluten.
Gluten tog.
Is gluten's not just wheat, right? That's something different.
It's in everything.
Yeah.
Is it in that hot dog you just like surgically paired with your
Yes.
face?
No, my gut's holding itself together really, really well. So no, I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Well, so that was Alex's and Steven's question. So Brad and
Yes.
Shiloh, you actually get to go again, which is a shame, Alex, because if this was your question, you would have got it right away, because this was your list. The
Oh.
fastest growing job in America over the next 10 years is
Something to do with
God, I
defending
listened
yourself
to
from
this
robots.
one.
Well, we know it's not in tech. Sorry, everyone.
Do you remember
in
it,
tech.
Alex? Don't say it, but do you remember?
Yeah, I
it?
do. That was a fun list.
I got a bad feeling it's
Shoot,
going to be
what was
Tennish
it?
side co-host for the Tennish show.
Yeah.
It's a real growth area.
Steven, do you remember?
I'm trying to remember. What's embarrassing about these lists is I hear them and then I come home and I regurgitate them and I tell Rita, "Hey, here's what was Nick's list this week," and this is what it was. So like I hear it and then I also tell it to her. So like you would think I would remember these things and I don't.
Why are you doing that? She needs to be
Alex.
listening to the show herself to find out.
She should run through the back of
She
your
get
room
a cheat
right
code
now.
from you.
Brad, do you know?
Heather
Alex, do you
on
have
the
any-
chat said
I'm gonna-
AI
what
prompt
up-
writer.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Alex if Alex has any clues or hints,
Oh, Alex, you know better than that.
gestures,
steal.
or come, Alex, come down the road.
Lead
I'll
him
let
down.
Alex
Why would I do
decide
that
if
when
he
I
wants to
just
do
From
that.
tell
3 to
him?
number 10.
If
I-
Alex
gotta
does
take a
that,
guess,
he's welcome to
right?
do that. But Brad and Shiloh still get the point if they get it
We need
right.
to at least take a guess. We guessed last time.
Crime?
No.
All right, you guys lost it. Alex and Steven, what's the answer?
Alex, I'm leaning on you here.
It is a wind turbine technician.
Oh, what the?
Oh.
That is
I
the
would never
most
guess.
made up. wind-
Someone's got to service the wind
Hey,
turbines.
you know what? Maybe if
Who's
you
g-
listened to like Tennis Podcast just a few months ago, not even that long, you would have known that answer.
Who's going to protect us from the robots?
The wind turbine technicians.
The wind
surely.
turbine technicians.
Yes.
There's going to be a ton of them.
Right.
They're all going to turn into Airbnbs or whatever. Okay.
You
I
should
accept
see the
it.
piles of drones that appear at the wind turbines. It's
all
a
around the base.
huge, Yeah.
Well, the listeners
disrespect
did not get
from
that
Everyone
either.
on here for not listening to my episodes. Man.
Hey, I listened to it, but I didn't have a fucking choice.
Yeah, I listened, Alex. I just didn't remember.
So the
I don't
score
have an
so far,
excuse.
Alex and Steven have 2. Brad and Shiloh have 1, and I'd say they're lucky.
1
to
and
have that.
2/3.
And the listeners have 3. The listeners are actually winning.
Oh, dang.
Listeners, take
Okay.
it easy on us.
Alex and Steven, true or false? This one's an old one. True or false? The United States has the highest divorce rate in the world.
I don't know, 50-50.
I'm leaning
There's
towards true.
196 countries in the world. It's not 50-50.
I'm leaning towards false because it's
Oh, you're leaning towards false?
I don't know. Like there's a lot of countries out there.
Is this so? When was this data? Was this recent or is this like?
It would have been like within the last 5 years, probably.
Is this by percentage or by aggregate numbers?
Percentage.
So if they get this wrong,
Did you hear the word divorce
We
rate,
automatically-
Brad? What'd you say, Shiloh?
If they get it wrong, then we are gonna.
Then you
by
get a
default
then you get a
get it.
chance
We
to
can
guess.
text each other back
We
and
Oh,
get
forth.
a
right, because it's
chance.
true or false. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a 50-50, Alex. Here. What do you think? You're leaning towards false?
I'm leaning towards false. I'm pretty firm in that.
I feel like Steven's
right.
curving this
I-
into maybe.
Well, Alex has gotten us 2 points now, so I can't turn my back on Alex right now. So I'll go false.
Lock it in. False.
We're locking in false.
False is correct. The
Let's
U.S.
fucking go.
has a
Boy,
45%
Alex.
divorce rate, which doesn't even land it in the top 10.
Wow.
The number
Who's the
one
worst?
country is Luxembourg. Luxembourg.
Luxembourg.
I feel like Shiloh sending a text. Luxembourg. 65%.
Well, in California, it's 70%. So
Is it really?
there you go. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'm surprised it's not higher because you got Hollywood there. All right. Who's up here? This is Shiloh and Brad. True or false? The Batman franchise is one of the top 10 highest grossing franchises of all time.
Doom, 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 doom.
This was my.
I
list
don't
as
remember
well.
hearing that on the list, but I think yeah.
I
What do you think,
also
Brad?
think yeah. I think yeah.
Yeah,
dude.
we're gonna say
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
You're going true, huh?
Yeah. Let's go true.
Uh huh.
Uh-huh.
True is false because it is false. It is the 12th highest grossing franchise of all time.
Again,
welcome.
the-
Starts with a
the
1.
Disrespect to my
The
lists.
disrespect. So that's Alex and I's point, right?
No,
Yes.
neither of you
We
got
get
it.
to steal. We get to steal.
Oh,
we
wait,
get
I forgot.
Yeah, we
Fuck
get an
it, and I ruined
opportunity.
it.
Well, it was
Well,
a
you would have got it
50-50.
anyway.
Well,
Yeah, you're
hold
right.
on.
Well, knowing Alex, he would have said true after they said true. So
You're
it's a
like,
good thing you
true.
intervened, Nick.
But wait, by 10ish law, how can they take the point after Nick just went and explained everything? He even
Well,
said what position.
That's what we.
What is
That's what we were
Tinnish law?
saying.
By
I
default.
fucked it
Like
up.
maritime law.
However, it was a true or
Maritime
false,
law.
which means
God, are you a sovereign citizen? This maritime law.
Yeah, I cannot wait for the 500th episode when we're all back and we're all in our own boats and it's the future and all the cameras are just doing this because of maritime law. We're all pirates.
Brad, if you're still alive by the 500th episode, I'll owe you a hot dog at the airport.
I'd really appreciate
Lovely.
that. Damn decent of you.
Who's next? I think it's
it's us.
It's Alex and I. But hey,
Oh, no, that's
I want to make sure we did get that point, right?
you got the point, Steven. You
All right,
fucking
there we
asshole.
Jesus.
My screen is frozen.
No,
But
that's
still
I
moving on mine.
remember the next question anyway, which was, well, no, I don't.
Here
I
we go.
remember part of it.
More
If he doesn't-
technical
This is bullshit.
difficulties.
Wait, if he doesn't ask the question in the next 5 minutes, we just sign a sheet and take the point, right?
yeah. We all get the points.
We
Here
just
it is.
Or all of
It's
us
back.
collectively come up with a question for him.
Alex, this was an episode you were on. You were guessing this list.
Oh, geez.
Finish.
This is the Alex show or what?
It is the
Yeah,
Alex
right?
show.
Well, he is the
Sorry, I
smoothest
had the
one
best-
here.
Sorry, I have the best
Physically
episodes.
smoothest.
He's got the
Finish
best
this
camera, too.
commandment. He does have the best camera, best booty, and he's got maybe the best answer to this, which is finish this commandment. You shall not bear blank blank.
I know this one.
That's easy. Steven, do you know?
No.
False witness.
Oh.
Steven, any problem with that answer?
No, actually, after he said it, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
False witness. Joey in the chat got it as well.
Hell yeah, Joey.
Although he said it after, like by a millisecond. I
Man,
don't
so
know
far
if I
this is
count
just this
Although
really
there
is
is
the
a
Alex
lag.
show. I haven't contributed at all. I feel like to this team.
that. It's just like you on a normal tennis podcast episode. You haven't contributed fucking shit.
Yeah, I can't argue. With
All right,
that
this is another old one. Brad and Shiloh. The cheetah is the fastest land animal on Earth with speeds up to 80 miles per hour.
That's not a question.
Which animal is the second fastest? And this is a tough one. So,
That's
sorry.
Dr. Buster. Clearly.
All right, the fastest, Alex,
when he's hungry enough.
when he's hungry enough.
When he sees that open can of Vienna sausages
Oh god.
Ramen.
or uncooked ramen.
Okay.
Okay,
Quick
speaking of
sidebar.
uncooked stuff, is this creature from the ocean?
No, this is a land animal,
Land
which was included
animal.
in the question. Brad.
Oh god.
Well, what do you think the bottom of the ocean is?
Fucking Alexis and Joey, you better not have Googled that shit. They got it right, but
Is
I
it
don't
the Brett? What about the ostrich?
They are really fast. Yeah, you know you're.
And
But
tasty.
wait, but are they faster than like rhinos can run at like 35, 40? You know what I mean? Like there are so many animals that they say,
People
why
race
bother?
them.
They'll kill you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I do really like ostrich though.
Yeah. Guess we're going with ostrich.
Yeah, I guess we're going with ostrich.
the ostrich, I do recall being in the top 10, but it is not number 2. Number 2 is the pronghorn.
No.
No, no,
Why
don't.
would you give it?
You're supposed to let Alex and I have a chance to guess.
God.
This
Guys,
is
how
the
many times do you
second
think
time.
I've done this? How many
Wait a
times do you
minute.
think am I a game show host?
Sebastian when you need
Second
him.
I'm
time
learning
in a
on the
row.
job here.
Nick, what did you even
Fucking
say?
man.
Prawn horse? Is that even a thing? What did you guys? What did you say it was?
No. I said Bradley's mother.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Your entire show is basically a game show.
But not this game show.
249 episodes that prepared you for today.
Well, I'll give a bonus so I'll give an extra question later. I have some backups. All right.
Cheated out of a steal, Alex.
What's
I wouldn't
number
have
three
gotten
on
that
that
one.
list?
I wouldn't have gotten
Steven,
it either. I
can you
was
not
leaning
hear?
towards Gazelle.
Nick really came in and
Well,
swept the
in
leg.
the chat, they said Thomas said pronghorn is a type of gazelle, so that
Oh.
might have counted. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's for
I
the
don't know.
game host to decide.
Anna, I see you in the chat. Fuck off with that shit. All right. The next question is for Stephen and Alex, I think,
Yep.
which is, according to DoorDash, the number one most ordered cuisine in America is.
I remember this one. Do you?
I want to say it was Chinese. Is that right?
No.
No? What was it?
I thought it was French fries. Does that
Is
sound
French
right
fry
to you?
a cuisine or is that a side?
I mean,
I-
I just think I remember it, but
I do remember French fry being up there because it was like an add-on to so
I'm going to
many
help you guys
different-
out. There was 2 lists in that episode. One was specific dishes, which French fries was number 1. But what you're looking for now is the specific cuisine, the type of food.
I don't know, Alex. I feel like Chinese is pretty.
I'll
common.
go. If that's the case, I'll go with Chinese. Yeah.
All right.
Incorrect.
Damn it. Sorry, Alex.
It's all right.
Shiloh, I just texted you.
Oh, did you?
Make
Shall
sure you
I
read it aloud.
Oh,
know-
he conveniently didn't blurt out the answer on their turn, Alex. Just
Wow.
so we're.
Okay, so I was thinking that because I remember that from the
Me
list,
too.
but
But
I just texted you back.
oh, excuse me, everyone. I have a text coming in, unrelated.
Steven, do we need to be texting?
I don't know. Should we?
That's a weird one. Okay, so I mean that really covers everything, doesn't it?
I know, but I think you're right.
Can we fit a pair of testicles that big into this answer? I mean, that is a real answer. Wow.
No, let's go with yours. Go.
Could we do an over under? Could we do a major minor? Could we do an A part B? Could we A
Who do
test
you
our
think
answer?
I fucking am, Brad? You think I'm the fucking answer fairy and point
Oh,
fairy? I
you
just
know
give
why?
you.
I know
Yeah,
why you're
literally.
right. I know why you're right, Bud.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
am?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Should we just yell it at the same time?
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Italian.
Italiano.
What
no.
happened to him? He froze. No, pizza? Come on.
No.
Italian is pizza.
Listeners, I've seen one of you get the answer correct. The rest of you are wrong. Alexis with American as the number
Damn it.
one cuisine, which was a major point of that episode because me and my guest Dan talked a lot about how should that even count?
Nicely done, Dr. Shiloh.
Racism in food, that
Wow.
whole conversation.
For the record, she had it correct.
Wow.
Oh, you
Bummer.
tried to say that, Shiloh?
Bummer.
Well, that's what
Alex,
I challenged.
But it was literally the most made up sounding answer of all time.
But that like burgers, fries, because there was a whole discussion about fries being gross, like when they get too
And I think
cold.
I think pizza is also included in American because even
What?
though we think of
What?
it as an Italian dish, does anyone see Shiloh like?
No, she's fine.
Oh, you froze for me, but there you are. Okay, because even though we think of pizza as an Italian dish, I want to say on that list it was included in the American category. I think it might have even been invented in America. But I might be wrong on that.
Does it?
What?
Is it possible that because we're not cheating and nobody's just going to their phones and Googling stuff, that we're actually making our audience dumber?
I pretty much
It might
assume
be.
that with every episode.
I mean, collectively in the aggregate, over 250 episodes.
Well, Brad, I agree. Our listeners, you said it. They're not the smartest. Okay. The next question is for Brad and Shiloh, I think. Steven's not.
No, it's Alex and John's.
Alex and John's.
Yeah, Alex and John's. That's right. That's how I talk now. Sorry, Steve.
That hot dog really fucked up with your
Hot dog brain.
neurological. All right. The highest grossing Quentin Tarantino film of all time, domestically, is
Give me your guess. Really?
what is that noise? Is that you drumming on your? Oh, your text.
It's the one that I think of that people really lost their minds over. It was like, the first real, like, oh my God, you got to go see it. So I don't know.
Side note, while you guys are figuring that out,
Yeah.
I remember when we did our Quentin Tarantino episode, it was me and Brandon, and I remember we had such a hard time because he kept reading quotes from Django Unchained, and he had to keep using blank like every other word because the N word.
All right,
is
Brad.
used
I
vigorously.
have
A better answer?
another alternative.
Oh, nice. Kind of like that one too. You want a paper, rock, scissors?
Sure. Okay, here we go. I'm
man.
paper, rock, scissors with my partner.
So first we had to watch Brad. We were forced to watch Brad consume an entire hot
right.
dog.
Let's
And now
go.
we're
The
gonna-
audience
All right,
is
ready?
dying slowly. Ready? One,
One,
two.
two, three.
Are you doing it on three or
Just
doing it on
fucking Say
go?
the answer.
Well, like his... Okay.
We'll do it on go.
Go.
One,
All right.
two. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
I can't see
One,
what you have.
two.
Brad froze for
Three.
me.
Go.
What is going
He's
on?
putting his under the camera.
1,
All right.
2.
You got to guess last time, so I'm
All
gonna
right.
guess this time.
Go for it.
We're gonna go with Inglorious Bastards.
I'm gonna go with wrong. Also,
Okay,
Steven,
don't
can you
do
do
the
me a
answer.
favor? Next time anyone ever is in a call with me and tries to do rock paper scissors over the internet like this, will you please fucking drive to my house and kill me?
Oh God.
Yeah, I'll be there in about 12 hours.
Steven and Alex, do you want to take a guess?
Riveting.
I think we're gonna go with Pulp Fiction.
Alex, you good with that? The correct answer is Pulp Fiction with $198 million domestically.
Hey, I contributed, Alex.
You did.
Wow,
There
that
you go.
that curtain can hide shame. It can cut sound. It adds privacy.
That was Brad's guess. God, we're horrible partners. Okay.
Well, you wanted to do American before, so you guys are even on
I
the
know.
DoorDash one. Okay, next one. There's only 5 more. whose turn is it? I think it's
I think it's
Steven and Alex, right?
Yep, I think it's us.
Alex and John's.
Alex and John's.
This was Brad's
Alex and
list,
John.
so we'll see if he remembers. How many organs are in the human body?
Oh,
And that's
God
a
damn.
hard one. So if you get close,
is.
I'll count it.
What's close? Within 5%,
with-
10%?
Within 5.
Within 5, it's like hundreds. No,
Within
wait,
10,
it's either
fine,
like
fuck, I
12
don't
or
know.
100. It's like,
Come on.
it's okay. This is not helpful. Watch this. It's literally like 200 or like 170.
Shiloh, how
or
close should
it's
they
12.
be to count it?
I'm about to book a
Can I phone a
trip to
friend?
Canada.
Why? Because of his bullshit texts. If you get it within 10, I'll count it. Do you count elves? Heather wants to know.
Oh my god.
Well, you know, each of those elves have their own organs too, so it really is a question. Like, do you collectively count? the
It's
organs?
exponential.
Mhm.
I don't know. Fucking.
What do you think,
180?
Alex?
180.
Yeah, I mean,
I
in my mind, I was thinking 120, and I was literally just pulling that out of nowhere. So,
Let's split
I
the
don't
difference to 150. How about that?
sure, let's do it. 150.
150. Lock it in.
Not even close. Brad and Shiloh.
I think it's much lower.
I'm going to go ahead and say much lower too. Like, are you counting like lymphatic systems and things like that?
Internal and
Let's just-
external
I'd like to
organs
stop
is
the
all I
show.
have.
Do you want to say,
say-
okay, if we're within 5, do you want to say 20 and then
No, I think it's higher
Just-
than that. It's like 60. Brad, are you there?
Is he frozen?
Is it just me? Thank
He's,
God.
no, he's frozen.
He's just doing a bit.
He's about to point to something, and the suspense is killing me.
He's playing rock, paper, scissors.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, Shiloh, it's just you then.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go much lower. Let's go 65.
You guys
Oh,
will have to
Brad's
tell me
back.
if. Oh, Brad's back. Okay.
I'm
Shiloh
back.
said 65.
65. I was just literally poking myself at all my organs and I barely
I know.
counted 15.
And the internet shut you down for it too.
Oh, did they? Nice. Yeah, I want to go low. I want to go like 20, and I know it's going to be less, but I think it's like 18. But I'm saying it like this because even though it's my list, I don't remember. That's not helpful.
It was actually my list. You guessed on that episode.
And I
Okay.
guessed
Well, if
correctly,
you
I
were there, then I'll let you take it.
What are you saying? 18?
Is it 18?
You all should have listened to Shiloh because it was 79.
That's amazing. Our strategy appears to be as if we are being paid by Alex and Steven.
I know.
It's amazing.
Canadian
Off by
cuisine?
one.
No.
I think the blame lays
No.
more on one half
I
of
don't
the
know.
team than the other.
Hey,
but-
Nick, how did the chat do? Did anybody get it? Like,
Yeah, I was
close?
going to say,
Oh.
the closest I saw was William guessed 80,
Oh,
which is one
Pretty
off.
close.
One off.
yeah.
Thomas said 12, so he can go ahead and unsubscribe.
You don't know Thomas doesn't have a bunch of stuff missing.
Well, I didn't say how many internal and external organs are in Thomas's body specifically. Did I say that?
There's a guy named Thomas
Now I'm
in my
curious.
newest episode, and this guy is at least 12 in like one incident, and it's all replaced with debris.
Well, no, that's a question. Is it?
I forgot. I'm giving Nick an ice cream sandwich here, but I forgot that the brain is an organ.
Oh, so 19 then.
No shit.
I'm going to give the next one. I think Brad and Shiloh is your turn.
Yes.
Yep.
This
Oh,
is another old
yay.
one, and it's a Brandon
Al-
episode.
Alex and Steven should be clapping right now, just patting each other on the back because it's our turn again.
More
ahead.
than blank percent of 911 calls are dialed as a prank or as an accident. What percentage of 911 calls are a prank or an accident?
It's very high, Brad.
It is.
Very
it is.
high.
It's really
Very
high.
high.
It's really high.
You and I should get this one pretty close.
Yeah, Shiloh, you were a cop for a long time. And
I've responded to a lot of 911 hang up, accident, prank, little kid calls.
Yeah, my son
and
did
I would
that.
say, oh God, 85, 90%.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
it's high.
90, but
Okay,
you said
let's go
85.
90.
Oh wait, hold on. Let's establish before we just say no. It's 12 and throw it all away. Nick, within what range? Over under?
Is that your answer?
What? No, that's a
we're-
question.
We're gonna split the difference.
It
We're gonna
went
go
up at the end.
87%.
No, Steven and Alex. And again,
gonna say
like
it's
the Oregon question,
87.5.
you don't have to get it exactly. You just got to be close.
25%.
Steven?
Yep, I agree.
Now, the data that I had was
Wait.
as of
Wait. Closer to without going over. For the point.
Price is right.
Come on
26%.
down.
That's exciting.
Okay, so how do I do that? I didn't watch Prices Right.
No, just tell us the
Jeez.
answer.
Just tell us the fucking answer.
We'll figure it out.
10%.
Oh,
That's it? No.
Where?
I just report what I see. And the answer that I have as of like 2019 is 10%.
damn.
What episode
all-
was that? What were you guys?
It was the
topic?
most common 911 calls.
Dr. Shiloh,
Huh.
I invite you to please move to Canada. Our false call rate is like at least 75%. Nothing happens.
Okay.
It's very
What the
safe.
fuck else are you gonna do in Canada? Go get free healthcare?
I'll take it.
Ride a moose to the nearest maple syrup station. They don't have gas stations there. It's just maple syrup.
10%.
They got gas stations. It's just food for the moose you're riding.
Oat baskets.
Which is maple syrup, Steven.
Yes, you can get it maple syruped.
Listeners did not get it either, although the closest I saw was Heather at 20%. So no points on that one. All right, we're on question 13 out of 15.
Okay,
And Stephen and Alex, I think, is
Yep.
next. So
I think so.
this was a fairly recent episode where this was shared. Which of America's founding fathers was posthumously inducted into the Chess Hall of Fame in 1999? Shiloh, your face. Well, come on. There's only like, 10-ish
I do
founding
remember
fathers.
this. When they screw this one up, I do remember this, but the file is not currently available.
I don't
Oh.
think
What?
I don't think I must have missed this episode.
It was
Oh.
on the episode where me and Jerry covered America's founding fathers. That was the episode title.
Jerry.
And this was one of the facts
Um,
shared in uncovering that list.
So he was Chess Hall of Fame. Is that what you said?
He was inducted into the Chess Hall of Fame in 1999, despite dying, hundreds of years earlier.
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds?
Well, he was a founding father, so this is 1700, 1800
Founding
ish
father.
area.
Well, I know
Um,
Thomas Jefferson was pretty smart.
Okay, great.
That's the best clip of this whole thing so far.
Thomas Jefferson, pretty smart guy.
So, sure,
something.
Steven, you got any better guesses?
um,
Oh man.
I don't think it's Thomas Jefferson, but we can go with that. We can go with it.
Thomas Jefferson's your answer.
Let's do it.
Let's
Pretty
do it.
smart.
No, that's wrong. Brad and Shiloh.
Fuck.
Brad said he knew it.
I said I had knowledge of it. I also said that file was not currently available.
Oh, that's what you
He's
meant.
from
I keep wanting to yell out James Buchanan over and over and over, even though I know that's not right.
Like, no, not even like. I don't think that's even within 100 years.
I
of
know
being
there's
right.
like one person in the chat right now is like, I know that guy. The founding father. Ben Franklin was not president, but he could afford a chessboard. Shiloh, your turn. What do you think? All we have to do is remember and then
Thomas in the chat
disqualify
says Mel Gibson.
all.
That's a good one.
I mean, I know nothing about any of them having a tendency towards chess and being that good at it. So it's just
Chess is actually, he was very famous for his chess playing and
Oh.
very well known as a chess player. So, ma'am.
who should we go with?
John
I don't
Hancock?
know. I was going to say that too. Why not?
Oh, really? All right, here we go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
The correct answer, as first given by, looks like Joey in the chat, was Ben Franklin, who was inducted into the Chess Hall of Fame in 1999.
I thought you said it was a president.
And didn't
I
I
said
say that he
founding
wasn't
father.
president? Oh, for God's sakes.
Okay, so I misheard.
Yeah.
Any other bad
So
takes,
close.
Alex, you want to share real quick? Anything else you misheard that you want to derail the show with?
I got a sneeze coming on. If y'all are waiting, I can just wait and do that.
The hot dog just pops out of his nose.
All right, final two questions. This is another old one. This is from episode 70 something with Brandon. Whose turn is it? It's Shiloh and Brad.
Yes.
Which division of Disney generates more revenue? Revenue, not profit. Their parks division or their film division?
I actually work for the film division. And I'm going to say it's the parks division. Because they lose a
think
lot on
so,
these
too.
films. Believe me, they tank a lot of films.
I
This
think
is
it's
revenue.
parks also.
Okay. Are you going
Parks, final answer.
Yeah, we're going parks.
Parks is correct. Brad and Shiloh, I think that's your first point. Let's see.
They're on the
since-
board.
No, it's our second point. Thank you.
Literally your second point. No, the question number 2 was your last
We have
point.
2 2/3 of a point.
The final
partial
question,
point.
although I'm going to add one extra question since I fucked up that one earlier for Steven and Alex. So we'll get that one in a minute. But this one is Steven and Alex's turn. This is a hard one. And this was your list, Shiloh. Just 5 countries account for over half of the world's estimated 11 million prison inmates. These countries are.
You got to name
Name
all
5
5.
countries.
You're asking for all 5?
I'll give you 2 points if you get this one.
Um,
And if you get like 4 out of 5, I'll give it to you too.
Steven's face is exactly how I looked when Nick brought this list to me.
I remember thinking Shiloh's gonna nail this, and nope.
USA.
What, Brad?
Well, I was going to say if it's 5, why not just make it 5 points? And then once they
Okay.
get however many, we get a chance to scoop up the last.
Sure. Let's do it. Let's make it interesting here. 5 points. 1 point for each correct country.
Okay. Well, USA for 1. Steven, lay some out there.
check your chat.
Yeah, I see your chat.
I feel pretty good about the second one. A third one, I'm
I
not,
do
but-
too. I do too. Third one, I'm not so sure about, but second one,
Yeah.
I'd say go for that.
You want me to say it?
Yeah.
All right, England.
Are you gonna? Or do we have to give all 5 before you?
Okay, so
No.
I'll tell you. I'll give you correct or not as you go. So U.S. was right. That was 1
Yes.
point. England is not right.
Damn it.
What about Mexico?
Steven, you go with Mexico as a guess?
Yeah, I'm good with that. That's a good
Okay.
guess, actually.
Mexico is not. So you
God.
have 2 guesses remaining. You've got 1 country correct.
Okay.
I don't know. Hold on.
I'm sending you answers, Brad.
And I'm agreeing with your answers. But I'm giving you a weird one because it's
Okay.
so recent, though.
How about Japan?
No Japan. One more
Okay,
guess.
One more guess. Steven, it's all you.
Think about countries that love locking people up. It's not
Let's
that
do
hard.
Italy.
Italy, no. So you got 1 point, which was the
All right.
U.S. Brad and Shiloh, you get 5 guesses to get 4 correct countries.
Woo, sweet.
All right.
Go for it.
Okay, so we're gonna go with Russia,
Yes.
China,
Go ahead and ding, Brad. That's another correct one.
Alex.
El Salvador.
Good guess, but no.
I couldn't remember if there was a South American country on there.
I'm
There
trying
is.
to think if there's there is?
Hey, no. Hey.
Shit.
Oh, no.
Okay, then there was.
I'm going to, Okay, so based on population, Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador.
No, I think it was like Central America, wasn't it?
Did you say? Did you say? Oh, well, he's not.
Oh
gonna
no,
answer
no,
that.
no, no. Brazil. Was it Brazil?
Wait, did he say South or Central? Because I think he said South, and I was thinking
South.
Central.
He said South. Oh God, what was
Okay.
it?
I'm just going to
Sorry.
rhyme them off and then see if any of this jogs a thing. Brazil.
No, 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 no. We only get like 5.
No, just to you,
guesses,
not to
right?
them. They're
You
not
have
even
two more
listening.
guesses.
Okay, okay. What about India? What about India?
I know because of the population, right?
Mm.
But I don't think of them as really. I don't think of them as that country. I keep
Korea?
thinking of South Africa, but that's like such a long time ago. I don't know if that's still the case.
No, there were like the Philippines. Were they one?
Oh, you're not right. That actually does sound good.
Should we guess Philippines?
Sure, why not?
All right, Philippines is one of our answers.
Incorrect. You have one guess left.
Shoot.
Brazil,
All right.
Colombia, Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, Peru. Did I say Peru? Did I say Ecuador? I want to say Brazil. Or
Let's
I
go
want
with
to say
Brazil.
Colombia. Brazil or Colombia?
Let's go Brazil.
Brazil!
Brazil is correct. So you got 3 of the 5. Steven and Alex got 1. So United States, China, Brazil, Russia. The one country that was left off was India. That you guys
Oh, it
almost
was
guessed.
India.
Good
Damn.
thinking.
Didn't. So Shiloh and Brad got 3 points on that. Alex and Steven got 1. And now we're doing a bonus question, the final one, since I fucked that one up earlier for Steven and Alex. And this question is...
Wait, what's the tally so far? Now that we just
Oh, yeah,
kind
let's
of
do that. Let's do that.
got a few back.
We have 5 3/4.
Alex and Steven have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 for Steven and Alex.
What?
Brad and Shiloh have 3, 4, 5.
Yep. Oh.
And the listeners,
Anyone's game.
This is for
the
the
listeners
marbles.
have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10.
Good work, listeners.
Okay. Hang on, let me write this down before I forget. All right, so that last question is, Steven and Alex, which Looney Tunes character has appeared in more episodes, Porky Pig or Daffy Duck?
Now,
And Shiloh and Brad will not get a chance to answer this one, since this is a make good for the one earlier.
what do you count like the intro or the ending? Because he's like, "Bleep, bleep, 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 bleep." That's all, folks. Is that like part of an episode? Because Porky Pig is in like almost every episode. If that's the case.
I don't know. Based on what I have in front of me, I don't know if they're including that or not, but maybe.
All right. Yeah, I think. Alex, do you want to say or me?
Porky Pig.
Yep, agree.
Porky Pig is correct. So Steven and by the way, it was Porky Pig has appeared in 147, which again, that might include the intro. I actually don't know. And Daffy Duck has appeared in 128.
Still pretty close.
So the final
I
score.
remember that episode.
The listeners got that one right too. So the listeners are in first place with 11 points. Alex and Steven are in second place with 7 points. And in third place, which is last place, with 5 points, 3 of which came from the last question alone. Shiloh and Brad. One of which is a doctor, by the way.
Yeah.
And the other one's
Totally.
me.
Totally. I wanted more Star Wars and I wanted more true crime on there.
Oh, I would have loved some more Star Wars.
The more Star Wars would have been great.
Yeah,
I
really
didn't do it
liked it.
because I knew Steven would wipe the floor with.
that's not true.
Really?
It's
Alex,
probably,
do you think
it's
that's
probably
not
true.
true?
It's probably
Okay,
true.
thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we end this episode, wasn't that fun, by the way? Come on.
I'd
That
like
was
to
fun.
I'd like to
All right.
congratulate.
What's our-
Steven.
what's our
Shiloh
prize?
says no.
What's our prize for winning?
Sweating.
I told you that.
Brad, I think you mean Alex and John's.
I was getting there, but I got cut off.
Oh,
Nick, send me a free shirt for winning.
you got a hot dog coming. It's the one Brad had a second ago. That
Oh, give me a minute. I can bring it back.
Sneeze it
Send me
out.
that
Amazing
exact, yeah,
surprise.
please send me that
Appearance.
exact hot dog, please.
All
I
right.
can fit that in an envelope at this point. It's all right.
Final segment of the show, this historic 250th episode. You might recall that, I don't know, at least 3 years ago, me and Brandon did our 100th episode. And on that episode, which actually I have it here, August 2020, so that, 3.5 years ago, I conducted a listener survey for that episode where I asked random questions of our listeners. I then quizzed Brandon on what he thought most listeners chose on that survey. So I surveyed listeners, and then Brandon guessed what answers the listeners gave. And I looked up that survey, and I'm going to ask you all the same. I'm going to ask you to answer those questions now. You don't have to guess. You're not guessing anything. This is just you're giving your own answer for these questions. There's 3. I'm going to go Brad, Alex, Steven, Shiloh. That's just because that's the order you're on my screen. Brad, if you were forced into rubbing baby oil over every inch of the body of one of these gentlemen, which would you choose? Option A.
I remember Trump was one of these.
Option A is Donald Trump. Option B is Dr. Phil.
Oh, that's it?
That's it. You have to rub baby oil over every inch. You know, I'm going to cross out inch and put every centimeter.
Oh God.
Before you mentioned this was multiple choice, I thought you were just talking about gentlemen here in this party, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna
Oh,
get
that would have
awkward.
been weird.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought was just happening.
All right, so A, Donald Trump. Actually, A, Donald Trump. B, Dr. Phil. And
I'm
listeners, you can put your own answers in the chat as well.
I'm rubbing up Dr. Phil. Trump can watch.
Okay, we got one for Phil. Alex, who are you choosing?
I'm gonna fill in the blanks."
Really? I'm surprised.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm following suit here. I'm going to say Phil.
Okay,
Like
okay.
anything that Phil says, I'd rather hear what Phil has to say than what Trump has to say.
Well, Shiloh, I know you hate Dr. Phil in particular.
I do hate Dr. Phil,
Mhm.
but I'm going Dr. Phil because I
Wow.
have
Clean sweep.
physically been in the same room as him, so we'll
Wow.
we'll go
That
with
counts for something, right?
That
That's
counts
a
for
second
something,
date.
Yeah.
Here's the
Ugh.
thing. I remember the conversation. By the way, everyone's saying Phil. I don't think in the chat too. I don't think I have a single Trump vote.
Nick, are
My
you gonna
first
answer?
thought. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Phil, I feel like, is a more violent man, like physically. Like, I feel like if Phil was in a fight against Trump, I think Phil would win 10 times out of 10. Trump is softer, squishier. Depending on what you're into, that might be better. Probably not, though. And you also might get some orange residue, like,
Yeah.
on the off take there. All those considerations combined, plus you'd have to listen to them talk. You know, they're going to try to make small talk with you while you're doing it. Just like when you go to the barber and they cut your hair, you're going to make small talk. That's why I hate going to the barber. These guys are going to do it too. I'm going Phil.
Nice.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Okay, next question. And we're going to go back to Brad here. There's a bathtub full of hundreds of snakes. They're all defanged and cannot hurt you. Would you sleep naked for one entire night in that bathtub for $50,000?
I will literally drive to wherever tonight. Yes. Yes, I would. The answer is yes. In the affirmative, a positive, a thumbs up. Who wants to hold my clothes? Make some room. Here I come.
I didn't expect such emphatic.
I'll just pull out my own eyes
I did.
and I'll buy new ones.
Okay, Alex. Hundreds of snakes. They're defanged, but you do got to sleep with them naked in a bathtub.
And they cannot hurt me. They can't
They can't hurt you.
tease
It's
me
just
or
the
anything
creepy
like that?
crawly. It's just the creepy crawly element, the psychological element, because they can't hurt you.
Yeah, I'd do that.
$50,000 is a lot, but it's not life changing money.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Yeah, I'd take
okay,
it.
we got one for Alex.
Yeah, I do it. I can't promise I'll be able to fall asleep, but I'll definitely lay there
That's
all
the
night.
thing,
If I
yeah.
fall asleep, I mean, I don't know. It's not like I'd be afraid of him, but if everything's crawling all over me all night, I don't know if I'd be able to sleep. But
Well, as
I'd
Alex
try.
knows, Stephen probably would not mind this for free, because he loves
He
snakes.
does love snakes.
I had a snake for a while.
Yeah, and I don't want to know what You did with it in the bathtub. Shiloh?
Okay.
No, but no, 50,000. No,
I'm also no.
absolutely not. I'm good.
Now, if it was like 100,000, maybe 200,000, I would start to consider
Yeah.
it. But 50,000, no. All right, so we
Yeah.
got 3
Yeah, it's
yeses, 2 nos. Looks like a mixed bag in the chat as well.
Wait, Nick, you said no?
I said no.
So it's just you two doctors and us 3 dirt farmers and
I'm a doctor.
yeah,
now.
okay, I see where the line is.
We
being
make
drawn.
way too much money podcasting, Nick and I. You know, it's like 50,000 is nothing.
And everyone paused for the laughter. All right, here's the final question. And I don't even want to ask it because I already know how it's going to go. This was the same question I asked on that episode 100, which is, who ate the hot dog over the trash can in the Atlanta airport? Option A is Nick. Option B is Brandon. Option C is both of them. Option D is there is no hot dog at all.
Like you lady and the tramp it together?
Maybe we did.
I really want to say Brandon because it's my fond memory, but at the same time, I'm switching it up now. I'm just watching the two of you just meeting in the middle. C, final
We did
answer.
not make that noise, but
I don't know.
So you're going both.
Oh,
Joey
I think
says
so.
the hot dog is a social construct.
The hot dog was the
good.
fringe you made along the way.
That bodes well for my argument. What about you, Alex?
Alex?
I have been firm since day one, hot dog Nick, and nothing will ever change my mind.
Yeah, but that's just because you know me and you are busting my balls. You don't really think so.
I really think so.
No, you're full of shit.
Have since day one. We'll continue.
Yeah, I'm with Alex. I don't remember the first time I heard this debate on the podcast, but I know the very first time it was ever brought up, the very first episode, and I heard it, I was like, it was Nick. That no question.
Had to be.
Oh, first time.
Well, Shiloh,
Yeah,
I already
he's
know
just,
you
like,
had this
trying too hard,
imaginary
right?
conversation with Brandon that none of us can even confirm if it ever happened.
True. Okay. Let's say he did not swear on his ginger children. Yeah. Option A, you just try too hard to be convincing.
Because
which
he
could
was
be
slandering
totally,
me first.
Could be totally some psychological warfare. I don't
Mhm.
know. But I'm going to go with you, Nick. You better tell us the real answer.
Better tell
Anna-
us.
only one that
Anna
knows.
Keller says they absolutely lady and tramped the hot dog, which I love using that as a verb.
So the
Ugh.
two of us, we're the only two who believe in love, is what I'm hearing.
I'm gonna go with the truth for my answer, which is Brandon, as option B.
Bullshit.
Eh.
Oh, man.
You cannot speak ill of the dead, Nick.
That is so messed up.
It's not messed up. It's what happened. You guys are sitting there judging me. Wow.
Great. The other guy can't even speak for himself.
Can't even defend himself.
Yeah, right? It's really low.
There's 100-something episodes of him defending himself. He's made his case. Okay, is that not true? Shiloh,
believe
he
you.
was-
I'm gonna
don't
need
believe
video,
you.
video evidence or nothing. Contact
was
the Atlanta
Brandon?
airport.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd have to rethink my stance on so many things. I may be voting different this year. Maybe I'm
What year
wrong
was
about
this,
everything.
Nick? What year was this? Let's see if I know anyone in Atlanta. that can pull
I
video
don't know
footage.
exactly. I would guess circa 2017, something like that.
I'm just
See-
kidding. I'm not
You're gonna
gonna
see if
name
you can get footage of every trash
Yeah.
can camera at the airport.
Yeah.
of every person eating over it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I choose to never bring up this hot dog again because A,
Convenient.
I'm sick,
formally-
I'm sick
I
of
am
being
also
shamed
choosing.
for something I didn't do, and B, Brad has made there's some trauma here. I don't want to see a hot dog for a long time.
Nick, you and I together are both formally trying to not bring up a hot dog.
Maybe on the 300th episode, you two could Lady and the Tramp the next hot dog.
Wow.
What's
That's
halfway
the-
between us?
That's the prize for winning.
Over the border.
We're both, if we get together and there's a hot dog, we're both winners already. It doesn't matter who eats it. Isn't that right, Nick, apparently?
I just don't know. Look, if you put maple syrup on the hot dog, maybe I'd do it.
I'll see you soon.
All right. I'm still waiting for you to show up at my door.
I know.
That $50,000 from the snake bath and pay for your flight. Okay, look, I'm going to end this thing, but I want to thank sincerely all of you for being here. I know it was a lot of time out of your day. I know I sent a lot of annoying reminders over the last month, and I know I was 8 minutes late in getting this thing started, so thank you. And to the listeners, if you want to be entered for that free shirt, I need you to email me right now, tennishpod@gmail.com. I need you to email me right now so I know you're listening to me right now. I'm going to be looking for emails in the next 5 minutes. tennishpod@gmail.com. Tell me that you were there at the live stream. And that's how I'll know you were there, and I can enter you into the drawing. Alex, Brad, Steven, Shiloh, here's to 250 more. We'll do this on episode 500.
Hell yeah.
Cheers.
Well, Brad,
Sounds
Do
like
it.
Brad, I hope you make it.
God.
Brad and Dr. Shiloh, it was good to meet you virtually in person.
Same, you guys.
Absolutely agreed.
Mwah, this was fun. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Nobody's going anywhere.
Make sure this thing ends.
Alex is
stop.
still
Just-
going.
No,
Alex is
don't
still
end it.
going.
Just I want to see how.